pulled off the upset of the week by beating the previously undefeated Packers 13-10 on Sunday. Cleveland didn't score until the fourth quarter and needed a 55-yard field goal as time expired to get the job done. But in the end, they came away with their first win of the season. And despite this effort, Deion Sanders has faith he's going to see his son Shedeur take the field. Listen.
Be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. I said, it's coming up. You know, I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year. He's going to get a shot.
All right, Kmart, you follow this Browns team very closely. Do you believe Shedeur is going to get his shot?
I thought that he would get a shot in week 17 or 18 before the season started. Honestly, my opinion sort of is the same. Around as early as week 15, fine. But I don't think we're going to see him halfway through the season. And the reason I say this, not based off of his talent, Steve and Shay, it's really based off of the actions. I'm watching the head coach. I'm watching the organization. There's a reluctance to draft him. There's a reluctance to give him first-team reps during training camp. There's a reluctance to name him the number 2 quarterback. There's still another rookie quarterback ahead of him on the depth chart. So based off of those things that I'm observing, I think the kid is talented, but watching the organization, I would say no unless Joe Flacco is hurt.
I disagree. I think we're going to see him earlier than expected because I think their offense is awful. And I think that when you have your defense that's out there playing the way that they've played in 2 of the 3 weeks that they've played, showing you how elite they can be, then you can't continue to go week to week being as anemic and impotent offensively as the Joe Flacco-led offense has been. Eventually, obviously, you're going to put Dylan Gabriel in there. He's a bit undersized, even though he's skilled, he's a bit undersized, and I think that will be exposed come on NFL Sunday. And at some point in time, the fans there are going to clamor to see Shedeur Sanders, and I think that's going to be sooner than later. I'm not saying it's going to be the next 2 or 3 weeks, but I don't think it's going to take week 16 or 17 for this to happen. I think you're going to see it happen earlier, but by default, it's because their offense is significantly more god-awful than we suspected.
I mean, it worked itself out in the preseason, right? Like we saw Shedeur earlier than we thought because of injuries and whatnot. Like we could have the same situation happening because of their deficiencies on offense here in the regular season. All right, it is.
So from week 3, Jeff Saturday, who is your winner from this week?
Bears fans. I mean, how about Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, week 3, coming out, great game plan, great execution. It was the best Williams has looked since the coaching change. You got to love where they're headed, the direction they're moving. Again, this is really without a true run game. They're kind of piecing and putting this thing together. I loved what it looked like against the Dallas Cowboys defense.
My friends in Chicago are fired up. J-Mac, let's go the other way. Who is your biggest loser this week?
Well, if your friends in Chicago are fired up, the ones in Dallas are not. It was Matt Eberflus and this Cowboys defense giving up 30 points per game. They're bottom 5 in every defensive statistic you can look at. They look like they have no hope. I think the worst thing about it is when you watch their games, there are people that are just wide open in the NFL, and that's unacceptable.
Rex Ryan called it the Doomsday defense in Dallas. Dominique, who are you picking as your winner for week 3?
The Commanders. Like, I think I had thought that this team was largely, the success of the team largely built around Jaden Daniels being exceptional. The idea that they could blow out an NFL team without their star quarterback, like, it gives me hope for this team going forward. It's a big win in there, and obviously Dan Quinn got his face bust open, and that's always tough.
And then, Graz, how about the other side? Stay in the division. Who's your loser for week 1?
It's got to be the Giants. Things just keep getting sadder there, even when it feels like they can't. I mean, Russell Wilson was just a mess. He lit up the Cowboys a week before, but we've just dealt with that. I think watching him throw the ball, like sailing it out of the back of the end zone into the tunnel. Now they're in a position where they have to consider playing the rookie quarterback Jackson Dart before he's ready. It's been a tough time there the last
decade.
Or
so. And this feels like one of those moments. So if you don't know what he's referring to, this was Brian Daboll, an interaction with a reporter yesterday after the team falls to 0-3, talking about the quarterbacks.
We're working through, all personnel decisions, and we'll do that over the next few days.
You're not saying Russ is the starter, right? You're saying you're still working through that?
Yeah, we're doing what we normally do, which is watch the tape. We're just watching it with the players right now.
What do you say what you normally do? Most Monday afternoons, you know who your quarterback's going to be the upcoming week if everyone's healthy, though. It just seems a little different, your responses.
Yeah, well, look, we're going through the tape right now. We're evaluating everything.
So quarterback change is on the table?
I'd say we're evaluating everything.
See, here's the thing. If he didn't want this to be a thing, he could have easily not made it a thing. He made it a thing. I don't want to say purposely there, but certainly willfully. There are ways to say that without saying it. That clearly leads one to believe they're making the change, right?
It feels like they're going that direction. And I think we talk about a lot protecting Jackson Dart because right now he represents optimism, he represents the future, and he is like the emergency button that you can press. And it seems like they're going to press it because I think also in the locker room we have to worry about that. Like, I think the fans is one thing, but guys, that sequence of plays in the red zone was the toughest one. Because I think you could talk yourself into another week with Russ. If it weren't for that sequence in the end zone, if you didn't see it, it had a chance in this game, and he just continually threw the ball in uncatchable situations.
That's intentional grounding with no pressure on him in the red zone. That's almost impossible to do.
Right, it's back-to-back plays where if I'm on this team, this is frustrating to watch. It's like, are we
fourth down?
Yeah.
Fourth down. If it was a rookie quarterback doing this, you'd understand. This is a 14-year veteran, so why not try the rookie? He might have something in his bag when we get near the goal line that can help us. They struggled in those same situations in Week 1 in Washington. Right. They scored from 60 yards away on the Cowboys.
I want to make sure I'm understanding what you guys are saying, because there are two different reasons you might make a change beyond the kid is so ready to go, we got to put him in there. One reason is the coach is trying to do it to save his own behind. That's a terrible reason. The other, and so I was ready to rail on that. But what you're telling me is you run the risk of losing your locker room. Like, the guys in the locker room, revolt might be too strong a word, but they see what's going on, and that could create the problem, and you might have to make the change for that reason.
Yeah, and it's already happened. Like, when Malik Neighbors goes on after the game and goes, it's not the quarterback's fault. It wasn't Daniel Jones' fault last year. It's not Russ's fault now. That's an indictment to the head coach and to the play calling. And so now you're praying that Jackson Dart comes out and lights it up to give you something, because Dayball's going to walk up and go, hey, Russ did these 4 plays just like to Nick's point. We can't have that from a 14-year vet. We're going to make a change. Perfect. Well, there better be success, because at the end, every player that you decide to let go has either contributed to winning a Super Bowl, turning around another franchise, Shepard's balling it. All these players are continuing to play once they leave your system. And you're number one. I don't think he caught a pass until the 3rd quarter. Yeah. Like, at some point, you got to go, hey, why is number one not getting more targets, touches, and so that is a problem. You better hope, Jack, if that's the button you push, you better hope he lights it up, because you're in trouble if not.
I don't think they have a choice right now. When you were watching that, Daboll's press conference sounds like, as the coaches, they've already gone through the film. We've watched how bad Russ was. We just haven't told the players yet that we're going with Jackson Dart, so I can't tell you guys. I'm looking online, and Dan Dugan was saying a lot of Daboll's responses were the same a year ago after Germany, when they were getting ready to bench Daniel Jones, when they were asking about his status on the team. When you watch this and you're in a game against the Kansas City Chiefs late, and you're watching Russ do this, how do you go in the next day and convince your team that we're doing everything possible as the coaching staff to put you guys in the best position to win? And that's the production they're getting from their quarterback position.
And one more thing on the topic of, is he ready? They have kind of given that away by the fact that he has been active and the number 2 quarterback on the depth chart in each of their 3 games.
Right.
That means if something were to happen to Russell Wilson in the 1st quarter, Jackson Dart's playing the rest of the game at quarterback. So they've already said that. If they didn't think he was ready, then Jameis Winston would be the backup and Jackson Dart would be the emergency 3rd quarterback. I think this is where this is going.
It's always somebody else's fault, bro.
Well, but the thing that you said is interesting to me also, because if Malik Neighbors is saying it's not about the quarterback, then A, that's obviously an indictment on the coaching, and B, I don't know that changing the quarterback necessarily is what that's
what your play is. Jackson Dart comes in and lights it up and rekindles Neighbors' fire and everybody else, and Shedeur goes running crazy, does backflips, and everybody in New York flips the script, because right now, don't